avocados a good source of fat too.
Yeah,
So for the record.
Avocados.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
avocados.
Them things, I put them, look, I want a quick recipe for them real quick. Take some avocado, put it on toast, put it on some toast, some vegan bread, some good vegan, and then guess what you do with that? You take some honey and you put it on there, or you take some agave. Or no, I call it agave.
Or agave.
Agave. Man, it's spelled A-G-A-V-E. Agave. Man, y'all comment down below. Let me know what it say to y'all. Because I promise it says agave to me. Let me know, man.
It's a substitute for the stuff that's not good for us. There we go. That's what matters.
Man, look. Honey good for you. You put some of that honey on there, and you let it sit back in the oven for a little bit long so it can get a little soft, and then you eat it.
Well, you sound like an old man right now.
Then you eat it.
You sound like an old man right now. Ooh, you ancient.
Hey man, that's great. You know, that's why I woke up. Well, it's a difference. That's why I woke up. I had my conscience, and then I was awakened. See, it's a difference. Everybody always say they was awoke. That's one thing I learned too, cause I had to stop being woke. Everybody want to say they awoke. This ties.
You gotta look at the words though. Yeah. You awake, you earn, and you mourn. Those are terms associated with death.
Not even that. When you woke, people be saying they woke. When you woke, I'm woke. I ain't sleep. Yeah, but that's just the first part, cuz when you first wake up, you don't realize yet that you're hungry. You don't realize yet that you need some water. You don't know what's going on outside yet. You don't know what happened last night till you turn on the TV, the news, and go get you something to drink and fill out everything of that. You know what I'm trying to say, cuz?
You got this, so let me paint the picture.
Paint the picture.
So like, look. So it's like, you said that's the first level, right?
The original people in the Eve gene, where we take original culture and fashion and put it together. Be unique, represent, and let the clothes speak for you. Shop at toptechapparel.com.
Peace and love. Welcome to another episode of the Lead Your Lineage podcast. And we are the #1 podcast for individuals that are seeking to end generational dysfunction.
The #1, baby.
What's good, cuz?
Nothing, cuz. Big chillin' like a villain, ayy. Big chillin' like an 18-wheeler, ayy.
Okay.
Big chillin', ayy. Big chillin', ayy.
We gonna
big chillin', cuz.
Do we need to stop this? Do we need to stop and restart?
Hey,
that ain't it.
Nah. I like my big chillin' like an 18-wheeler, ayy. Big chillin' like an 18-wheeler.
I love you being yourself, cuz. That's dope, man. That's super dope.
Got to,
be you,
you
know what I'm saying?
You got to, man. And that's the #1 thing that I've been learning, Well, that's the #1 value, interest, or principle that I've been learning, That's the principle I've been learning in my life, man. Be you. Be comfortable being you. And it's okay to be weird, even if you feel like you weird, or even if you feel like you awkward. If you awkward or weird to somebody, that person just don't fit your crowd. Like I'm always saying, birds of a feather flock together. And if you don't flock with them, you just don't flock with them. You don't see a geese trying to fly with a duck because the ducks think the geese is weird. You don't see the duck trying to fly with the geese because the geese think the duck weird. You know what I mean? And all folks, we base this on nature. And if you look at nature, birds of the feather flock together. Shout out to Barbara Jean Gaddis. That's my grandma. I love you dearly. She always got me saying that. Yeah, you know what I mean? She the one who put me on all them old sayings that I be saying, man. But how you feeling? All them old sayings I be saying, boy. People be like, dang, boy, you be sounding like a grandpa. I sound like my grandma. Get it right. You know what I mean? Hey, but how you feeling though, grandpa? Oh, not grandpa.
Here you go.
How you feeling? How you feeling, cuz?
I'm feeling well, man. I'm feeling, man. Coming out of winter, going into the spring, I'm excited, man. I'm excited. It's New Year is officially here. I'm filled with joy, man. It's about to be summer.
What you about to bring? Why you so filled with joy? Cuz what you about to bring? What's this power you've been sitting on this whole winter? You've been sitting on that fat, and now that fat gone. Now you hungry, and you know what berries and stuff you want. What's out there? What you about to go change? What you about to do this year? Let us know what you getting prepared. What you got prepared to do for the spring?
Absolutely. So one thing I'm definitely looking forward to is cultivating my green thumb. So really getting back into expanding my playing skills. So like last year, I had some starter plants. So I had some bell peppers, cilantro, Roma tomatoes, and I forgot the other one.
You grew these?
Yeah, so I bought some starter plants. I bought some starter plants.
But have you grown them yet?
Yeah, last year. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. I'm looking forward to like 10x that this year, so it's gonna be like even better. 'Cause I have some experience now, so I can make that experience better and have more. You know, so I ate it and all that good stuff. So
Did it taste good, guys?
it was fresh.
It was
real fresh. It wasn't like the big store bought joints that like the bell pepper take a 50 in hand. It was like a little small joint. But it was like, it was the real thing though, you know what I'm saying?
Why you couldn't get it big? Cause you not cultivating right?
Nah, because it was organic.
It was organic? Ooh.
It's organic.
Say it again, cause it was organic.
It's organic.
Them bell peppers don't supposed to be that darn big.
No. The ones they out here now, that's big as your head. You know
yeah, man. Then that apple, man. Not that apple that. Hey, look.
I see that.
Look inside. Hey, actually, you know, it's a place called Burrito Big as Your Head. I thought that's where you was getting that analogy from. I ain't know you was hating.
No, I'm just telling the truth.
I ain't know you was hating, cuz. I ain't know, man.
Nah, but on the serious note, man. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, man. Looking forward to implementing this feminine energy that I found within myself.
Yeah. We all got feminine energy.
Absolutely,
man.
Yeah. Especially like
don't be looking at my cousin weird through that little phone or whatever.
I'm gonna look in your eyes, a man, and tell you, look,
we all got
bro, you got feminine energy just like me, just like my cousin, just like my father, my grandfathers, and uncles and all that.
And it don't even mean, and it doesn't mean a woman. And feminine, masculine, and feminine energy is expressed as male and woman throughout our genital area. Let me break it down real quick for him.
Hold on. Before you get into that, hold on. So before cuz break that down, I want y'all to like really like get what we about to say here. Like it's not like this is really like for men, especially for the young men that like I talk to and mentor, right? They really think that. Yeah. That's like having feminine energy is like being a woman. Yeah. And it's not, you know what I'm saying? And that's one of the things I've intentionally been attempting to debunk with the young people I talk to. Yeah. Like this past year, like, hey, like look, y'all, you got both. Your mama got both, you got both, your daddy got both. It's not either or. Yeah. And it's like my experience is like I've just ignored my feminine side for almost 3 decades.
And what side is this, cuz?
This is I've been like tapped into my divine masculinity and just ignoring my feminine side and like just willpowering my way through life and not just being creative and whatnot. It's like, oh, I'm about to just think my way through it. I'm just about to get through it and just dominating, like just whatever's in my path is gonna get done. There's so much more to life than just doing. Yeah. Now I'm in that flow and just being. You know what I'm saying? So, but go ahead and break that down. I just had to put that out there.
Hold on, before I break it down.
What's up?
We still want to know this. I do, they do. Mm-hmm. What feminine energy have you been working on yourself? Like, give us. Is it an emotion? Is it a thought process? Is it a activity? Is it what is it? Cuz let us know what it is for you. What was it
for me? It's
this winter.
For me, it's my emotions. Okay. Yeah, my emotions. Being able to identify that I was emotionally numb. And now, like, coming out on the other side of that, it's like, okay, now I'm experiencing what it's like to feel. And being intentional about feeling. Like, right now in this moment, my default is still logic. Honestly, probably always going to be logic, to be real. But I can also see the other side of it, too. I can see the other side of the coin, to simply put it. It's not I'm just looking at just one side of the coin. I can see both sides now. Yeah. I can see how this is making you feel emotionally. I can see how this is impacting you mentally too at the same time. Okay. And all that ties into spirituality and whatnot. So I'm able to like tap into those things now by being able to feel myself and like unthaw my heart essentially and work on my heart chakra to be able to go into these things.
Yeah,
And start
cold
feeling
hard,
it. I did, yeah. I was just emotionally numb.
Yeah.
It's like life conditioned me that way, and I'm coming out of that conditioning and really tapping into my divine self.
That's great though. That's really helping you become a stronger individual. And all those aspects, all those you said emotions, you said working on yourself and the inside. All that ties into what I'm about to get into. What the real masculine energy and feminine energy is. Mm-hmm. You know how you said emotions. You know, creativity, all of that ties into the inner works. Logic would be masculine because that's what we see out. That's what we see. Okay, if you put this brick on top of that brick and put some whatever cement and all that, you know, it's gonna stick together. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So, make a long story short, why they use male and woman, the woman genital area is inside, mm-hmm. which represents feminine energy. It has nothing to do with the actual woman. It's just it's metaphorically showing that feminine energy comes in with the inside of you, just like the woman's genital area is within her. Mm-hmm. That's why they use a woman to represent feminine energy. It's what's inside. Maybe a thought, like say the guy who thought of the wheel. He thought of the wheel. All right. Now the masculine, this is all metaphoric. This is what our people, the original people, this was the first meaning of it meant. Now the masculine, if you look at a male, his genital area is on the out. Mm-hmm. So they use a male genital area to represent the energy that's without, that comes in without, more like of an action. So the thoughts of that man creating that will, whoever created the will, the man or the woman, the thought of that was feminine energy. He thought about it. He proceeded in his brain. He was creative with it. The masculine would be him putting it together, getting the wood. I use logic. The wood, if you shake the wood like a circle, it would roll better. That was the logic. That was, you know, his masculine energy, quote unquote. Being divine at that time. So it has nothing to do with man and woman. Nothing has to do with man and woman. It doesn't mean estrogen and testosterone. That's when you're talking about man and woman. When you're talking about estrogen and testosterone.
Chemicals.
Yeah, you know, those are the chemicals. But when we talking about energy, we say masculine and feminine, has nothing to do with sexual. We get our energy confused with humans. Like, you gotta remember, we always talking about God, he. We be disrespecting the women the whole time. If a person is all-knowing, if you all-knowing, to be all-knowing, you have to experience somebody's life. If this powerful being was all-knowing, he would have to, let's go back to he would have to know how to be a woman, to be all-knowing, right? Otherwise, you're not all-knowing. You haven't been on this planet Earth and been a woman. You haven't been out there and been a woman. In order to be all-knowing, you have to be, you know what I mean? I'm all-knowing, but I'm a man. A man doesn't know how it is to be a woman, and a woman doesn't know how to be a man. So what you think, if it, as our people said, as above as below, as what they got as a heaven as an earth. This is what all our temples, our stuff outdates that by thousands of years, 3,000 of years. But anyway, you don't play with my ancestors. Anyway.
Absolutely not.
I don't play about that. Anyway.
Facts. So let me ask you this then. So how was your winter? How would you describe your winter? What did you take away? What did you learn? What did you find out about yourself?
You know what, man? I learned what I have. I learned a lot about myself. One key thing, one key aspect, one.
Give me three things.
Okay, give you three? I give you three. Three valuable lessons. One was self-motivation. Keep driving myself. Nobody drives this ship besides me. I'm the pirate ship of this ship. I'm the captain of this ship with my pirates. And my pirates is my personality and my tools and also the people who I surround myself that help me keep everything on this.
So you took ownership of your own ship?
Ownership of my ship that I had, and that was with everything. Especially a lot of this comes from being a business owner. Being a business owner made me learn characteristics that were slowing me back in life that I had to fix in order to become to have a better business. And self-motivation was one. With the original people in the Eugene, you know, I had to keep self-motivating myself when the sales wasn't there. I had to keep motivating myself and reminding myself, I've only been doing this for a year. Give yourself grace. You know what I mean?
Man.
Give yourself grace. And that's another thing. That's another thing I learned. Give yourself grace. And this all ties in with giving yourself grace. Like my big cuz been telling me this whole winter, stop saying you're trying, man. You doing. I'm doing. I always be saying I'm trying. So, you know, that was my second thing, you know, giving myself grace and stop saying I'm trying and actually do. And that's what I'm doing. I'm doing it well, you know what I mean? hey, for real. Then my third aspect will probably be trust my gut. Trust my instincts. Trust my soul. Trust my spirit, soul, whatever, however you want to call it. Trust my spirit more than my human. Let my spirit guide my animal. Don't let my animal guide my spirit. I had to learn how to, yes, I can go get a job and make this, and that and be okay. And I know that I'm going to be stable. I know that I'm going to have this amount of money at the end of each 2-week period or the end of each 1-week period, however you get paid. And I'm going to have this X amount of money. I had to say, forget all that. I'm here. We're creating you remember I always tell, if you've been watching this, I always say this, and this is a 100% true story. You can ask Nadia, best Latisse Shumper. That's my wife, baby. You know what I mean? Creating this clothing line came to me. Creating this podcast came to us. We didn't go chase it. Right. So me sitting back and being patient and letting it come to me, that's those three didn't I couldn't tell you which one would go before each other because those are all great aspects that I learned this winter. But definitely, man, letting it come to me instead of me going to chase the bag, me sitting back, learning, reading, making my skills better, making my self appear better. Now people actually see the value in me. Now they coming up to me with the money. Now the money coming up to you because you're valuable. Think about it. Money is not valuable at all. So if you're chasing what's not valuable, you know, you got to chase what is valuable. You're chasing what's not valuable, you're always going to be chasing that object because that object is not valuable.
Let me ask you this.
Hold on, let me sit this with this, cuz. Let me hit them with this. You want me to tell you why money is not valuable? If they can change the value of money, they can go to crypto, they can go to anything, right? But however, they can't just change your shelter. They can't just change if you eat or not. You know what I'm trying to say? You use money to get the things that actually have value. You use money to get the food that actually gives your body the nutrients and all that. The money don't give you nutrition. It's the food that gives you those nutritions. You use money to pay for your shelter. Your shelter is the one that's helping you, not the money. Because if you really want to break it down, you can go somewhere in this world and hide and build up your own shelter, cultivate your own produce, grab a couple animals and all that, and you would be good. You wouldn't need no money because money is not the actual value. The food, the shelter, the water, all that are the true values.
Absolutely. I want to add to the values that you spoke of. During this past winter, have your values changed?
You know what, cuz? Yeah, I think my values changed.
Talk to us. Talk about it.
Man, cuz that was a great question, man.
I ask great questions.
Yeah, you know that's why.
Come on the podcast. Be ready.
Be ready, cuz hit you with that. You like but now my values, yes, my values have changed. For a key instance, I learned that I have to be more patient. That's a value, you know. I have to be more patient. I was more of the type of person that if it didn't happen right then and there when I planted that seed, if it didn't grow like Jack of the Beanstalk in that story, if it didn't grow right then in that instant, oh, well, I'm planting the wrong seed. I need to undig the seed and plant another seed. I learned how to let a seed grow. Let it get its roots. Let it get its stem. Also, values, I had to learn how to let people go. Let my lead. Man, dog, man, our podcast, really, if you watch my podcast, you'll hear me changing through our podcast. I had to learn, we don't just come up with these things, these topics to talk about, we come up with these topics because that's what we're going through. And one thing I had to go through was letting my leaves go. I had to let people go, man. I had to change the value, how I look at friends, man. That stuff be hurting you because you love people, man. But, you know, you got to do, sometimes you got to put facts over feelings. Shout out to Devin Frost, you know. You got a podcast called that, but you got to put your facts over feelings, you know. So that's what I learned, cuz, man. And also I learned that my value have changed in support. You know, I learned that nobody's gonna support you but you. That's definitely a value that changed. You know, when I first opened up this, you know, I'm thinking, oh, my guy's gonna buy my stuff. Everybody rocking, get it. Nah, bro, you gotta do this. You know, this is your mission. Gotcha. This ain't nobody else's mission, bro. Don't expect nobody to support you. Don't think. Don't. They don't have to. They can, but it's your job to get people to support you. It's not theirs to support you. You're supposed to support you. So it's a lot that I learned, a lot of different values that changed with this winter. This was a cold winter, but it helped me learn how to love people.
They gonna turn this podcast. They hear this part, cuz. Man, hey, lead a sing to me, cuz.
Hey. Well, hit a note then. Hit a note. We gonna ask them who can sing. And if they ain't saying me, they hating.
My nuts are the questions. So I have a follow-up question for that answer, right? So in nature, when you plant a seed, it doesn't grow overnight. So with what you said about when you had this what I'll call instant gratification of when you plant something you want it to grow instantly, right? Yeah. Is that something you were conditioned into, or was that something that you learned from looking at other people and what they've done?
I think something I was probably conditioned into. My previous life, I wasn't planting seeds. I was what kind of metaphor can I use there? I was getting the produce. I was going to the store and getting it. I wasn't planting it. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, understood.
I was used to being the buyer. I had to learn how to be the supplier. I was the supplier of my own, not of everybody else. I was used to going to the store and buying that whatever kind of idea I had. I in order to blossom, I only had to spend a certain amount of money, and I get the produce right then and there. Boom, think about it. You go to the store, you give them money. Boom, your apple is already blossomed. Your apple's already for you to eat. Your apple, not even your apple, your mango. You know I love the mangoes. If you got a mango company in this black owned, shout out to me and Sean. But anyway,
I rock with the mango.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. That was a good one. That was a good one. But anyway, cuz when you go to the store and you go buy the mangoes, whatever, they already ripe most of the time, you know. Everything you go there, you know, we eat fruits, so that's why I'm using fruits, for example. But most of the time when you go get whatever you get, when you go buy your chicken, it's already cut up for you. Already ready for you to season it and fry. But that's what I was used to. But when I had to start leading my lineage, and I had to start actually building it from the ground up, I had to learn how to grow my apple, then wait till the apple tree blossoms, and then the apples blossom, then I had to wait for they ripe. I had to grow my trees on the mango. I had to sit there overnight and wait till they ripe. You know, when I sit overnight, wait till they ripe. I like that, cause I like how I said that. But anyway,
that's alright.
Yeah, you know, man. You know, I gotta get my dust off my shoulder, you know. But nah, cuz I had to sit over there and I had to learn that it's different when you actually building instead of making something quick and just surviving. I had to learn how to live. I was too busy surviving. I was hurrying up and giving them that money so I could hurry up and eat that apple. I never had to sit and wait for that apple and learn how to go eat other fruits and berries off this tree until this apple grow. Now I gotta eat off this berry tree because berries always grow. You know, they grow rapid. So now I gotta eat these berries while that tree growing. But I really want those mangoes, but the mangoes ain't grow yet. They ain't ripe yet. So now I gotta eat these apples that I grew before they here.
It's called low hanging fruit in the business world. Gotta eat the low hanging fruit first. Forget to the big stuff.
See, and I never knew that, cuz, and I learned that this winter. This winter. So let's reverse. Let you answer all these questions. But what would you learn, cuz? What's some values and interests and principles? What's everything you learned in this winter that got you here right now?
In terms of what I learned. In terms of changing my values, I've learned to value my whole self. So the emotional side of me that I do have, I've learned to not hold that in. I've learned to value that and not depreciate that. I've learned to, in regards to my emotional state, I've learned to give people space and grace. I've learned that I knew this on a subconscious level. Now it's like it's at the forefront of my mind now. I've experienced and learned that we are not all the same. And if we were, it would be a dull, boring experience here on Earth.
It would be.
So like having that beautiful struggle of us all being different. It's a beautiful experience to have, and like we're not all going to be this one type of individual, and we do all need to have a collective agenda so we can strategically think the same, feel the same, so we can accomplish something that needs to be done, whether it's been done before and something. New, and then something different. I'll say different needs to be done. I've learned that it's possible. I learned that I'm truly limitless.
This winter, cuz, what shook you? What made you be like, oh no, man? What trauma hit you and be like, you know what? I actually learned from this. And through that trauma, what did you have to unlearn? Cause did that trauma come to you, or did you put yourself into that position? What let us know, cuz. What was it? What was the trauma? Did you put yourself to that position? And all that, that's all that, cuz.
So I have two answers for that. One thing that I learned about myself is the way I experienced affection growing up. It was from me accomplishing something, and having that realization in January, right? I was able to identify some things within myself and start observing my family members and how I was able to, and how they were giving out affection, if any at all, right? Like seeing like how, like just literally just being extremely studious on like what that looked like from the people that I love the most. How would they give that? How would they receive that? And probably in my past, it was all of my affection was tied to me accomplishing something, and now I'm like getting out of this like performance-based mindset of like, oh, if you're not doing nothing, you losing. I'm getting out of that mindset, right? To be able to just like be, and then do, and then have. I was doing it backwards. I ignored it. I skipped the being part and just went straight to doing. But that willpower, that doing, it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. And I was fighting the feminine side of myself, because I was like, when I got that feminine side of myself, it was tied to me accomplishing something. So I was like, let me go do. And now I'm just like, oh, I'm not in this performance mindset anymore as to be like a great man. So now I need to go be. So that was like the biggest thing that was like traumatic from my past and identified. It showed it was like I could have continued my life that way, but like the next level I wanted to get to, I had to be able to identify that and get through that. Because it would have been a hindrance. Not having that type of situation where I could be emotionally available or be emotionally ready to receive a message from somebody, just to be open to it. I was closed in that department. Now I'm open to it. Like the gate's not all the way open, and I don't have any. It's not like I don't have any boundaries, but now I'm like aware of it and I'm open to it and I'm seeking it.
Yeah, it's a gate that never been open, so you gotta put some, like the tenfold man had to do. You gotta put some oil on that mug, man. It ain't got rusted. You ain't never opened it, cuz.
Facts.
When you open it, you know, you gotta put some oil on that mug, what?
And then secondly, I'm in my own way. Like that's like
really your own what?
I'm in my own way, self-sabotaging my own self. Like that's been the biggest thing. In terms of just like identifying within myself. It's like, yo, you have these different avenues. It's like I know I said I'm limitless, right? Which I am. And then like when you figure that out, if you start doing all these different things at once, that can deter you from actually accomplishing one thing or many things. Because you got hands in too many different things at once, and you got to take a step back and like, yo, I got to just focus on this one thing and let this one thing be able to get me to where I want to go and what I want to have. How do I want to be? How do I want to do? How do I want to provide for a community? Things of that nature. So having that internal awakening, internal awareness, having that internal awareness on a spiritual level. If I'm being the quote unquote devil to myself, right? How can I win? I have to outwit my own devil. And I was able to identify that within myself and like, okay, how to release some of these blockages to be able to get to where I need to be. And now I'm on the right track because we got the podcast. You know what I'm saying? So,
you know what I mean? Doing our thing. Hey, and we not trying. You see, I didn't say try. I was about to though, cause I was saying we trying to do it.
Hey, I'm proud of you. That's growth. That's growth.
We doing
That's growth. A few months ago, you would have said try.
Trying, man. A few hours ago, a few days ago.
You know what I'm saying? So, that's growth. That's growth.
Yeah, man. Cause this winter taught me a lot, man. It taught me how to, and you know, I lost a lot of the fat. You know, I'm like a bear that was hibernating. You know, lost a lot of that fat. And a lot of that fat wasn't, wasn't that good fat, because the good fat stick on you. Mm-hmm. The good fat, the healthy fat stick to you.
Okay, omega-3s, okay.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Avocados a good source of fat too.
Yeah,
so for the record.
Avocados.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, you know, avocados.
Get you right.
I put them, look, I want a quick recipe for them real quick. Mm-hmm. Take some avocado, put it on toast, put it on some toast. Mm-hmm. Some vegan bread, some good vegan, and then guess what you do with that? Mm-hmm. You take some honey and you put it on there, or you take some agave, or no, I call it agave
or agave.
Agave, man, it's spelled A-G-A-V-E, agave, man. Y'all comment down below, let me know what it say to y'all, cause I promise it says agave to me. Let me know, man.
It's a substitute for the stuff that's not good for us. There we go. That's what matters.
Man, look, honey good for you. You put some of that honey on there, and you let it sit back in the oven for a little bit long so it can get a little soft, and then you eat it.
Well, you sound like an old man right now.
Then you eat it.
You sound like an old man right now. Ooh, you ancient.
Hey man, that's great. You know, that's why I woke up. Well, it's a difference. That's why I woke up. I had my conscience, and then I was awakened. See, it's a difference. Everybody always say they was awoke. That's one thing I learned too, cause I had to stop being woke. Everybody want to say they awoke. This ties.
You gotta look at the words though. Yeah. You awake, you earn, and you mourn. Those are terms associated with death.
Not even that. When you woke, people were saying they woke. When you woke, I'm woke. I ain't sleep. Yeah, but that's just the first part, cuz. When you first wake up, you know, you don't realize yet that you're hungry. You don't realize yet that you need some water. You don't know what's going on outside yet. You don't know what happened last night till you turn on the TV, the news, and go get you something to drink and fill out everything of that. You know what I'm trying to say, cuz?
Yeah, this. So let me paint the picture.
Paint the picture.
So like, look. So it's like, you said that's the first level, right? So say for instance, you go back to times where people of all nationalities were prisoners of war, also known as slavery, right? Yeah. That first step of going from asleep to woke is like going from the field to the house. Yeah. But the plan is to unplug from the whole situation and kill the program and cut the head off the snake. That's the whole situation, right? Yeah. But it's like the first step is you got to get into the house to get close. Yeah. To see like, this is what it could be. Mm-hmm. But I know who's in charge here. It's not me. But this is what it's a beautiful house, but I'm not in charge of this house that I'm in. This is a beautiful place to be, but I don't got no say so in here. This is how they designed it for me, but this is how it could be to my benefit and to my lineage's benefit, and my community's benefit. But I see how the snake is moving in the house now. I couldn't see that from the outside when I was in the fields. I'm in the house and I can see how they moving now. And the house is the head.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
I can see it now.
That's the picture, you know what I mean? You go from when you first wake up, let's do it in the morning. When you first wake up, you brush your teeth, you take a bath, you eat, and you go on with your daily routines. So when people say I'm not asleep, I'm woke, I always like, well, you just at the beginning, you ain't even brush your teeth yet. Mm-hmm. Brushing your teeth is getting ready with your ancestors. That's getting your teeth clean. You know what I mean? All of that is correlating. Eating your food, getting the right vitamins. That's getting the right knowledge. That's getting the right information that's gonna help you grow through, man. It's all of that, man. Cause you know,
it's levels to life.
What's that song? Levels? I don't know that song, man.
Another song you make.
No, cuz I ain't making this song. I'm thinking about Ace Hood. It's Levels. Meek Mill.
I don't know.
Man, cuz don't know nothing, man. You ask him about that type of stuff, cuz don't know that, man. Cuz don't know. I don't know Meek Mill either. I don't know Ace Hood.
Don't resonate with me. I don't know.
Either, cuz you know, now you know my favorite rapper coming up, and when I was youngster was Boosie. So you know.
Okay.
Yeah, that was, just throwing that out there. I don't know what that. So I don't know that Ace Hood song, but it's levels though, cuz and
absolutely.
And it's just all levels, man. Cause different levels you see different things, and you know what's crazy part about levels, man? We can put this ties into Kemetic spirituality, our original spirituality as people. You know, it's 4 levels to heaven. For Heru, he had 4 sons. Heru, better known as what they know as Jesus, you know what I mean? 4 levels to it. So we just gotta know what level we in. And this winter helped me learn that, man. I'm on level 1 because this is my first year of having a clothing line. I'm looking at Gucci, like you told me earlier, cuz you said, how long has Nike been running though, cuz? Because I used them as an example. You said, cuz, for decades. You know, you said you only been running for a year and some change. So, you know, just watching the levels and watching the year I'm at, watching where I'm at in life, not paying attention. That's another thing I learned. Not paying attention to nobody else. I'm on my own level. I'm seeing what I need to achieve on my level, how I need to get to the next level. That's what I learned, cuz. Watching my own self. Absolutely. Anything you want to wrap up, cuz?
Yeah, man. This is I think it's been a good recap. I personally believe that we all went through a lot this winter time. We both went through a lot this winter to be able to evolve to the men that we are now.
I'm hungry now, cuz I'm ready to go out there and eat.
Absolutely, and I'm ready to stay in and be. I'm ready to stay in.
I'm ready to go out there and eat. I've been hungry
to really tap into, I'm tapped into the individual I am on the inside. I'm the spiritual being I am on the inside. I'm really steadfast in that now. Because I know the importance of it. I understand the importance of it. I understand the importance of tapping into the holistic version of myself. So that's what I'm on for the rest of the year, cuz that's what I'm on. What about you? What's your takeaway?
Well, this year, I ain't gonna lie, man. What we gonna do is, like I said, with my 3 core values I learned this year. First thing first, man, I'm self-motivating myself. I'm about to be in every parking lot you see. So if you see me in Indianapolis, Indiana, please support me and support the cause, because this is all about melanation around the globe. I'm gonna be selling the original people clothes, and if you let me sell it in your backyard, I have a backyard sale at the back of your house. You know what I mean? In your front yard, I'm gonna be in your backyard, front yard, grocery stores, inside the grocery store, everywhere. So I'm putting my label and my foot down this year, and I'm going hard this year because I'm gonna be out more with that, and even with the even with our podcast, man. Y'all gonna know about this podcast. You gonna share this podcast, because if you don't, and if you follow us on any of our, I'm gonna tag you in it and tell you to share.
People need to know, man. People need to know what's going on with themselves and how we're intentionally and strategically walking people in our lives and welcoming people in our lives with love to help
y'all
them lead their lineage, like while we're doing it ourselves.
Because we figured out how much helpful it was to ourselves, and then with the divine, like I was saying earlier, because everything came to us. We came with this podcast. We was kicking it for months. Because I realized that before we started this podcast, man, you was coming over my house. We was just chilling. Man, I was like, dang, then I thought about it. Dang, because you was coming over my house before I moved to this one. Remember?
Right.
And we weren't even talking about no podcast, and that's when you start coming up. I said, man, this stuff was really divine. So man, just keep following us, man. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and hit them with the end of the message, cuz. Let them know, cuz.
Absolutely, family. Well, it's been a pleasure. This has been our Winter Solstice recap, the things that we learned within ourselves and from each other and from the world too. And like we always love to say, lead yourself so you can lead your lineage. And until next time, folks, peace.